In the very early morning of Gold Cup Day in Barbados, I had a chance to speak with Rocco Bowen, who was riding Pat's sewing machine in the big race. I wonder what was going through the mind of the jockey before such a prestigious race. It was such a great conversation with Rocco Bowen and his sister Nancy Holters from Arkansas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. What's going through your head right now, Rocco?
It's a normal day. Like Darwin tells me, it's another race, but it's a special race. You know, race that every kid in Barbados dreams to win it, like how every kid from Panama or Puerto Rico dreams to win the Kentucky Derby. Honestly, that never been a dream of mine because I never thought it was gonna. We were right at Louisville or Churchill or anything that, so I didn't dream that, but I dreamed Barbados Gold Cup from I want to be a jockey, you know. Like I said on my story yesterday, kids from Panama and Puerto Rico, they dream of the Kentucky Derby. Kids from Barbados dream about the Barbados Gold Cup. But we know that's possible if we get the opportunity. And although I'm based in USA, it's still a dream of mine because from the time I met my friend Darwin 12 years ago, I think 9 years ago is when we started to set up a plan, and he said, one day, Rock, you're not going to chase or worry about chasing people to ride a horse in the Gold Cup no more. We're going to have horses. And 9 years later, it happened. You know, so here we're going today to try to capture our first Gold Cup or second legit shot. Last year we had a shot, it did happen. Year later, here we are again, trying again, you know, with a better shot, hopefully. And it's unbelievable, you know.
I think it's interesting the relationship with you and Darwin and how it was formed. And I think it's a lesson for a lot of people of how you build relationships, man.
It started from a $2,500 horse. The first horse we had together, what was his name now? I used to see the horse on the freeway every week going home when I used to go home to Oregon. What was his name now? I'm pulling a blank, man. Can't remember his name right now because he got the jitters. But I remember he's a big liver chestnut, crooked legs, bad legs, and Darwin just loved him. And when I told Darwin, like, damn, I follow that horse home from Washington to Oregon every week on the trailer, back and forth. Man, because in Emerald, they run horses pretty regular. And he was a climber, and we took him 2,500 and should have won the first time with me, and I had a goosebumps right up at 2,500 and put him in all kind of traffic, got stopped 3 times, and luckily we had a waiver claim, but we didn't lose him. And the next time we got the job done, he gets galloped the next time, and we lost him then, and that's how me and Darwin's relationship started. It started by him sitting at home watching TVG and saying, this kid gotta be from Barbados, I gotta go meet him.
How does he sit at home and say this guy gotta be from Barbados?
Yes, he gotta be from, that's the eye the guy got, man. And he's, lo and behold, that Saturday morning he came down, he's like, kid, you got time? I said, yeah, break time. He said, okay, I'll be here. And then he didn't ask me if I'm from Barbados yet, and then when I got in the kitchen, he's like, by the way, you from Barbados? I was like, yeah, how do you know? This is the first person I met in the Northwest that was from Barbados or from the Caribbean island. And all the rest is history, man. He kind of took me on his wing. I look at him as my second dad, and he groomed me to be a professional, to be a horseman, a better jockey. He didn't harp on me. He didn't scold me. He just took me in and showed me the right things and not the right things to do. And I always wanted to hold high standards for him because my dad always loved him, and my dad thought he was the best jockey Barbados ever produced. So from the get-go, I guess hold myself to high standards, because if this guy took the time out to help me, you know, and he will always come to races every weekend and support me. But as you know, his wife got ill. He, you know, spent less time around the track, but he was always there for me. Never missed races, and you know, he was like my leaning shoulder. And I was always asking, why don't you tell me the mistakes I made? Because I know I'm making mistakes. He's like, you make mistakes, but they're not critical ones. He's like, you're gonna figure it out. You're that good, you're gonna figure it out. And I never figured out why he never told me I made mistakes. He's like, you make mistakes, but they're not critical ones that I gotta scold you or tell you that you need to correct them. He's like, I know you're gonna be that smart of a rider that you're gonna figure it out.
You know, riding mistakes, or these are like life mistakes?
Life mistakes and riding mistakes, both. Personal mistakes and on the track mistakes. Then we got another horse. I remember this one's name, Acute. She was crazy, flipper. The day we claimed her, she flipped over. Back then, they didn't have no void claimed or nothing. And she ran second for us. We jumped her to 7,500. We claimed her 25. We jumped to 75. I took her that day. So we were dancing. We got an extra $5,000, man. And we were really dancing. And then I think the next horse we had was a filly that he actually bought.
It was Darwin?
Yeah.
A lot of this is all you, because really the talent really is the person. So you got to sell yourself, just like you go get rides and whatever, and you're doing a hell of a job at doing this. I mean, jockeys, you guys probably will teach some classes, I hope, eventually, teach these youngsters how to sell themselves a little bit better, because nobody wants to talk to a guy that doesn't talk, right? You got to be able to talk a little bit more, or say something that's, I don't know, meaningful, productive, exciting, entertaining, something, right? So a lot of it is you. There's something about you, man. People like you. They draw to you. You know, I listen to the race callers, and they get excited when they're calling your name when you're about to win a race. Those are things that I cue in on, right? So
yeah, I guess, you know, I try, you know, and that's all you can ask for a guy. And to touch on what you just said with the youngsters, I think we actually got a plan. Darwin, Miss Rosette Pierce, my sister, and I, we came up with a plan since we came to the island, because it was brought to our attention that the youngsters, the behavior is really not cutting it. So we want to kind of curve that. And if we can help one kid a year, that's a win. And Rosette Pierce used to like the CEO of the racetrack, and she approved it yesterday. And we're going to try to go forward with some Zoom meetings. I want to dedicate one day of my time, if it's a race day, to help these kids, you know. So that's my giving back, and that's not going to be all what we're going to do, but we're going to start there. We're going to try to start small, and hopefully they're interested. And like we say, if we could get one kid to get through to him a year, that's an improvement, because I didn't have that kind of help. So it's still 20 years later, it's still the same old mentality that the kids aren't getting the help they're supposed to, and I have a mentors or a role model to look up to. I'm not asking them to look up to me, I'm asking them to look up to themselves and want to be better than I am. I don't want them to be below me, I want them to be above me. But that's generations, you know, they're the upcoming people, you know. So
I want to ask you, because yesterday I noticed that you kind of like blended in and you were with them. It was nice talking to the guys and, you know, just kind of mixing with them and everything, because you don't ride in Barbados all year. But like, what did you feel once you were amongst the guys? Did you feel like you need to help a lot more, or do you feel like it's a lot of work needed? Or
there's a lot of work needed, but my mom always told me, a try beats a failure. If you don't try, you fail. So I feel if I could try with them, I'm already winning. And if I could be successful and get one of them to progress, that's a double win. That's a win-win. You know, and I used to be one of those guys, you know, looking under the railing, see when the horse is coming down.
I remember you saying that.
And, you know, I still do it now because I want to get on my horses, man, you know. And guys jump on your horses, but, you know, guys, it's hard. You know, in America, we got to chase the horses. We got to walk around the barn with our agents. Here, the horses come to us. But it's a dog-eat-dog world, man. As that horse come down, a guy will jump on your horse, man.
Here?
Yeah, here.
So, okay, I'll talk about that later. But
you know,
I thought that was interesting yesterday, because, you know, like a guy who's more outspoken and more louder, he might bully his
Oh, for
way
sure.
to horses,
For sure.
compared to the quiet guy who's sitting there and just is waiting for his turn.
Mhm.
Figure that he shows up at 5 o'clock and he'll get rides, but it may never happen.
Yeah, I used to show up at 5 o'clock, and sometimes I didn't get on my first horse at 10:30, and it was probably the craziest horse on the racetrack. Probably dropped me 4 times. By the time I would ride him, I didn't get dropped. I'd come home and tell my grandma, I didn't fall today, you know. And I sit out there from 5:30, 5 o'clock to ride one horse, the last set, you know. And to me, that was an accomplishment day. And I rode my bicycle up there. My dad dropped me off, bought my bicycle and back, and I rode home after my dad went to work. And that's a long day, but to get on one horse, it was a success, man. And I know a lot of kids, they do that now still. Some of them, they don't get on horses, and then that's when they get discouraged and they fall off the face of the earth, you know.
You know, yesterday we had a conversation, and you know, we had a good, long, lengthy conversation with you and Patrick Husbands. I know you two. You guys are talking all the chat, but you guys are very competitive. But you're not going to say anything. You're not going to give away anything. But you probably want to beat each other up. But you're not going to say anything because you're two pros.
For sure, that's how 2 pros act. Remember the first horse we had, Cinematic Cat. You know, the brain was getting a little rusty there, man, but finally remember his name, Cinematic Cat.
Oh, we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, that's all right.
Man,
it all comes back.
It's like computer's getting a little rusty, man, but she's still there, man. He's still there, man. And I guess because also being Darwin, though, sit down face to face and chop it up, talk about horses like we used to do, and that keeps you sharp when we talk about horses consistently. And I'm a person, I can talk about horses 7 hours, and that's.
Now, this is your second year in a row, and you've brought your sister Nancy down. And how special is that for you guys to be making this trip again? Second year in a row.
Huge.
Do you?
Like last year was such an amazing experience getting to come, you know, to Rocco's home and, you know, meet all his family, go up into his spots, and just felt completely welcome, and like I was just one of the gang, even though I was just some white girl coming in. So,
you know, it's more white girl.
I know,
very well respected white girl on
but
this island.
it was just a really cool vibe, and it's something that I definitely wanted to experience again, and you know, thankfully given that opportunity, and I wasn't gonna miss it for the world, because that if that's his dream is to win the Turf Cup, or the Gold Cup, that's my dream for him as well. So I mean, he's done amazing things over in the States, but if there's that one goal that you set out and it has a possibility of becoming reality, you got to take it. You absolutely have to take it. And then also Rocco wanting to, you know, kind of be that voice of inspiration and that mentor for the younger guys in the room. And I think here that's critical, because maybe they don't have the older riders that are wanting to take the time out, or maybe they've gotten a cold shoulder. So I totally commend Rocco and Rosette for, you know, wanting to do something like that, and Darwin. So I think it's going to be a good thing. Positive reinforcement's an amazing thing. Just one time telling you, you know, you're really good at what you do, or that you did a good job today. A lot of times that's probably what a lot of these kids need.
Oh yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I see it in their eyes, and there's lots of talent too. You know, I see. Like there's some youngsters that I spoke with yesterday. I can tell right away that they're hungry for rides. You know,
and it's not only the horses. You see guys, youngsters ride dirt bikes on the road here. It's like in Baltimore how those guys ride the dirt bikes, and these kids don't have dirt bike parks like we have in the USA. They learn their stunts on these dangerous roads. It costs a lot of their lives. It costs a lot of broken bones, but they keep on doing it. That's one thing. Bicycles, they're very talented on bicycles. Road tennis, they're very talented road tennis players here. Chess, they're very talented chess players. Dominoes, very talented domino players. Surfboarding, waveboarding. We could keep on going on. Fishermen, very talented. People scaling fish and skinning fish. There are fish competitions here. Deboning fish, that's the correct word. They're talented. There's so much talent on the island. But horse racing is the major thing. Car racing. We just had a guy from here that is in Formula 2 racing now.
Heard about him.
And Zane Maloney. And so there you go. There's talent all over. this little rock. And so if you got the Rihanna, can't forget the queen, but everyone knows Rihanna, you know. So I'm not trying to forget her, but everyone knows Rihanna. If you don't know Rihanna, God help you. So I don't want to take away from the other guys, you know. She gets a lot of spotlight. Everyone knows her. She's, I think, the richest lady or richest billionaire or something like that. Or something like that. I could be wrong. But, you know, so just want to show people there are a lot of other talent. And there's probably other more things. Craft, arts and craft. That's another big thing. Like my sister loved those little, what do you call them, sis? The little shacks you see.
Yeah.
Shadow houses?
Yeah. The little row houses.
The little rows that sell the clothes. My sister admires those. You know, gets the colors, the painting, how they set up the cell. She loved Bridgetown. But that Bridgetown for us would be like a mall in America. I mean, they sell fruits. Her favorite thing, fish cakes. I asked her how long the fish cake line was a couple days ago.
Tell me about those fish cakes.
Oh my God, they're so good. I could eat fish cakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner here.
You
And
actually did.
our first, I did. Our first stop was a place where we went last year to get fish cakes. I walk in, I said, I want to order fish cakes. I'm sorry, we're out. I said, Rock, let's go.
That's what she
I wasn't
say.
I'm like, I had to have my fish cakes when I got here. I had a fish cake for breakfast yesterday. I mean, it's my favorite thing. We went in some alleyway where they were selling,
Tell her what the guy
all
told
the
us.
pop-up shops.
Tell her what the guy told us, like he said, down the alleyway, the second alley.
Yeah.
And then I had asked another guy, which alley? He said, keep on going the next alley.
Where was this?
It
Swan
was
Street.
around by Auntie's store,
Down by Auntie's.
but it was,
Oh, okay.
you just kept going. It's not the main street, it's all these circuits of alleyways and everything, and there's a guy just popped up there with some hot grease and a lady just bagging them up, and like, yes, give them all.
Even the police officer was trying to get us some fish cakes too.
You're one adventurous woman. You're just going through these alleyways
Oh,
with Rocco Bowen.
I'm with him. I'm not scared at all.
The chicken, sis. Our favorite chicken shack.
Oh, Matt's Chicken. Yeah. Had that, 2-3 times since
Oh,
I've been
the
here?
first 2 days.
That was the first stop.
That was,
When we were coming here. Yeah, I had to get some Matt's Chicken.
and then we went back for the daily double the
Then
second day.
Yeah. So
You know.
we're well stocked on Matt's Chicken, but I wouldn't mind taking some of that sauce back home with me. We need to get some Bajan
as we
seasonings
speak, we
too.
got the boss calling and he's checking in.
Go ahead, Darwin. We need to hear this pep talk to your jockey.
Say it again, Derek. I didn't hear that.
I need to hear this pep talk to your jockey.
Are you ready, Derek?
I'm ready, man.
Let's get lucky.
There we go.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh
Let's
my
get lucky.
God.
Very profound words.
I think people will be very shocked to hear these instructions. Just
Let's get lucky.
let's get lucky.
Yeah. You
Well,
don't give a big jock instructions, Derek.
that's sound advice right there.
Yeah. He's done his homework. He just watched the horse run to Coolmore. I'm sure he watched him several times before the Coolmore. So it's no sense giving instructions.
Well, I guess.
I don't give Rock instructions. I'm going to tell him how a horse runs. You know, this one likes to be tucked away, or, you know, just break and don't take him back. But, I mean, there's no instructions to be given. Or given, I should say.
Well, there you go. He's a pro.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving you instructions on how to do a piece. So those are the instructions. Let the people know.
Have you not had a roti since you've been home?
No,
What?
I've been really trending. As I eat a roti, my weight's gonna go up. It's flour, right? But I'm gonna have one tonight, man. You gotta do it with newer cars, sis, because in Barbados, people in newer cars don't want you hitting the newer cars. In America, they will hit you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but in Barbados, they don't want the newer cars hit because the parts are so expensive.
Yeah, they bring back memories for you, Rocco?
Yes, bro. I didn't stop them from getting through the line.
It worked out.
But why are going to get the Tasmanian devil out? Like man, tell me, you know, it's not America, but you need the Tasmanian devil.
All the fans and crowds, they all starting to stream in right about now. Security, the horses are positioned on the sides. People lined up with their cars on the side.
What's the name?